In 1590, a ship arrived at a small island of the American coast. The captain expected to be greeted by families, children running, smoke from chimneys. But when he stepped on the shore, he found only silence, houses carefully taken apart, no signs of a fight, and no signs of life, and no trace of the 115 settlers who once lived there. Only a single word carved into a post: Croatoan. This is the story of the lost colony of Roanoke, one of the greatest unsolved disappearances in human history. The story begins in 1587. England wants to establish its first permanent colony in the New World, and they chose a small island called Roanoke. The colony is led by John White, a painter and explorer. Among the settlers are families, craftsmen, farmers, even infants. White's own daughter Eleanor Dare is pregnant during the journey. 3 weeks after landing, the first English child born in America enters the world, Virginia Dare, a baby girl whose fate remains unknown to this day. But Roanoke is not paradise. Food is scarce. Relations with nearby tribes are tense. The settlers beg John White to return to England for supplies, and he agrees. But it'll be the last time he ever sees them. White plans to return within months, but just as he arrives in England, disaster strikes. War erupts between England and Spain. The seas become battle zones. All available ships are taken for the war effort, even the small ones. White begs for permission to return to Roanoke. He waits, months turn into years, until finally, after 3 long years, he is allowed to sail back. When his ship anchors off the coast of Roanoke in August 1590, White expects to see the colony thriving. Instead, he sees nothing. The settlement looks deserted, not destroyed. The houses aren't burned. They are dismantled carefully, plank by plank. Tools are missing, belongings are gone. It looks like the colonists picked up and left, but where? John White searches for his family's home. He walks through empty pathways, hearing only wind and waves. And then he sees it, a post near the old fort, carved with the word Croatoan. This was the sign he had instructed them to use. If they left willingly, they should carve the name of their destination. If they were taken by force, they should carve a cross. There is no cross. The colonists left voluntarily. But why? And why take down their houses? White prepares to sail to Croatoan Island, but suddenly, storms hit the coast violently. His ship is damaged. Supplies are low. The crew refuses to continue. White is forced to abandon the search. He returns to England heartbroken and never sees his daughter or granddaughter again. The 115 colonists are never found. For centuries, the void of evidence has been filled with whispers. Did they face a sea monster? Were they spirited away by celestial beings? The ridiculous theories are born from the terrifying silence they left behind. Let's eliminating the speculation. The slightly more speculative theories pointed to violent ants, the Spanish, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, or a catastrophic famine, where they simply starved to death. But John White's own account challenged the violence. There was no sign of a struggle, no hurried flight. Their homes was dismantled, not destroyed. This wasn't a massacre. This was a planned departure. So what happened to them? Let's think logically. The strongest, most logical theory is the simplest. the colonists left their empty island to seek help from their only reliable friends, the Croatoan tribe. The single clue they left pointed to the place they knew they could survive. This is where modern science takes over. Decades of excavation of Hatteras Island, the Croatoan home, has uncovered the physical proof, not just trade goods but domestic artifacts, 15th century English pottery, and fragments of a slate writing tablet, proving an educated colonist was living there. One of the most telling finds, a signet ring, a brass piece of high status, and the discovery of hammer scale, the telltale residue of a working blacksmith. This is the smoking gun. Native Americans didn't have this European smelting technology. An English craftsman was living and working side by side with the Croatoan people. Further proof came from the mainland. The faint markings on White's map, once invisible, pointed to inland sites where archaeologists found more English pottery. The colony likely split, seeking safety and resources into separate indigenous nations. The lost colony was never truly lost. Forced by drought, fear, and abandonment by England, they made a choice for survival. They walked away from their fort and into the Native American world, not as conquerors but as equals, assimilating into the tribes around them. The mystery of their disappearance is, in fact, the remarkable story of their endurance. The evidence is clear. The lost colony was not a story of disaster, but a story of adaptation. They didn't disappear into thin air. They walked into the history books, leaving behind the clues, the artifacts, the faint lines on a map that finally revealed their true fate: integration. But what happened to the descendants? Are there families today with both English and Croatoan lineage? That part of the mystery remains to be uncovered. What do you think? Was assimilation their only hope? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to see our deep dive into the real identity of the signet ring owner, hit that like button and subscribe for more unsolved history. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next investigation.